esteemed members of the panel. It is with great honor that I stand before you today to present our research entitled Lived Experience of Center-Based Social Workers Managing CICL Cases, Basis for Support Program. I am Bianca Betis Y. Bondoc from BS Social Work 4A and this study's corresponding author. Without further ado, allow me to introduce our study. This research stems from the critical role of center-based social workers as they manage cases involving children in conflict with the law or CICL. These individuals, within or under the age of 18, are alleged, adjudged, or accused of violating Philippine laws. The Juvenile Justice and Welfare Act promotes CICL's restorative justice and calls for community-based rehabilitation, diversion programs, or court proceedings depending on the child's age or discernment. Within Region 3, several facilities serve as residential care providers for CICL, including the Bahay Pag-asa in Mabalacat and San Fernando, the Regional Rehabilitation Center for Youth, or RRCY, and Haven for Girls Pampanga in Magalang, and Tanglaw ng Pag-asa Youth Rehabilitation Center, or TPYRC, in Bulacan. These centers are run by Within Region 3, several facilities serve as residential care providers for CICL, including the Bahay Pag-asa in Mabalacat and San Fernando, the Regional Rehabilitation Center for Youth or RRCY, and Haven for Girls Pampanga in Magalang, and Tanglaw ng Pag-asa Youth Rehabilitation Center or TPYRC in Bulacan. These centers are run by multidisciplinary teams composed of psychologists, medical professionals, barangay council for the protection of children or BCPC members, guidance counselors, and of course, social workers, all working together to design and implement intervention programs. Social workers are central to this collaborative effort. They conduct intake interviews, prepare case studies, coordinate Sige po naman.
Bisa na ang kwarto.
Ano po okay na?
Mas kaigit na. Preparas
Oo, oh, tita.
Wah.
Sige.
Hirin ba lang yan?
Okay.
Ulitan mo yan kanin. Mag-wrap ko.
Alin mo post. Mag-continue yan.
Wow. Cut mo niya mo.
Mo.
Lumatan na kami.
Alin eh. Ang potang mag-exit hindi din na. Mabilis mo. Social workers are essential to this collaborative effort. They conduct intake interviews, prepare case studies, coordinate services, facilitate counseling and psychosocial support, assist in court proceedings, present progress reports, and organize developmental activities for their clients. As they work, they gain positive experiences such as witnessing positive client transformations and professional growth. However, they also encounter numerous challenges. These include ethical dilemmas, limited resources, strained rapport building efforts, and significant workloads. To cope, they often rely on mentorship, take leaves, or seek further training. Although previous studies have investigated the experiences of social workers in various settings, few have focused on the coping mechanisms they employ or how their insights can be used to inform support programs. Additionally, research specific to Region 3 is sparse, making this study both timely and essential. Field visits to RRCY and Haven for Girls Pampanga further inspire this research, motivating us to explore the lived realities of center-based social workers and lay the groundwork for a responsive, evidence-based, and additionally, research specific to Region 3 is sparse, making the study both timely and essential. Field visits to our RCY and Haven for Girls Pampanga further inspire this research, motivating us to explore the lived realities of center-based social workers and lay the foundation for a responsive, evidence-based support program Additionally, research specific to Region 3 is sparse, making the study both timely and essential. Field visits to our RCY and Haven for Girls Pampanga further inspired this research, motivating us to explore the lived realities of center-based social workers and lay the groundwork for a responsive, evidence-based support program tailored to their needs. With the background established, the study sought to answer four key questions. With the background established, the study sought to answer four key questions. Number one, how did the participants describe their roles as center-based social workers managing CICL cases? Number two, how do the With the background established, the study sought to answer four key questions. Number one, how do the participants describe their roles as center-based social workers managing CICL cases? Number two, how do the participants describe the challenges they encountered? Number three, how do the participants cope with their decided? Number three, how do the participants cope with the described challenges? Number four, what support programs do center-based social workers managing CICL cases need? With the background established, the study sought to answer four key questions. Number one, how do the participants describe their roles as center-based social workers managing CICL cases? Number two, how do the participants describe the challenges they encountered? Number three, how do the participants cope with the described challenges? Number four, what support programs do center-based social workers managing CICL cases need? To answer these questions, the study employed a phenomenological qualitative research design, allowing for a deeper understanding of the lived experiences and perspectives of participants. 10 social workers from public facilities in Region 3 were purposefully selected. To answer these questions, the study employed a phenomenological qualitative research design, allowing for a deeper understanding of the lived experiences and perspectives of participants. 10 social workers working in public facilities within Region 3 were purposively.
Magkaya ka. Magbagal ka magsalita niya pakabilis.
Ating ko tatagalan ng oras, 12 minutes ang mangyari.
Bakit? Ano yung mag-relax ka?
To answer these questions, the study employed a phenomenological qualitative research design, allowing for a deeper understanding of the lived experiences and perspectives of participants. 10 social workers from public facilities in Region 3 were purposefully selected based on their knowledge and experience in handling CICL cases. The identified facilities included Bahay Pag-asa, Mabalacat, and San Fernando, RRCY, Haven for Girls Pampanga, and TPYRC. Data collection was carried out using a semi-structured interview guide or SSIG, which was reviewed by 2 registered social workers and a qualitative research expert, and pilot tested to ensure effectiveness and clarity. Ethical approvals were also secured from relevant institutional authorities and agencies, and informed consent was obtained from participants before interviews, which were conducted either virtually or in person, recorded with permission, and transcribed for analysis. In analyzing the data, the researchers followed the 6 phases of reflexive thematic analysis. In analyzing the data, the researchers followed the 6 phases of reflexive thematic analysis: familiarization, In analyzing the data, the researchers followed the 6 phases of restorative thematic analysis: familiarization, initial coding, theme generation, review of themes, theme definition and naming, and finally, writing the report. This process ensured the development of themes grounded in the participants' narratives, providing an authentic reflection of their lived experiences. The findings regarding social workers' roles revealed 2 overarching themes: The first was case management, which encapsulated the responsibilities in developing and implementing tailored interventions, attending court hearings, writing progress reports, making home visits, and managing referrals. The second team, fostering holistic development, captured their role in promoting the biopsychosocial growth of CICL clients through counseling, family dialogue, group dynamics, and programs such as livelihood, educational, psychosocial, and recreational activities. Social workers aim to address the root causes of deviant behavior and equip children with the skills to reintegrate successfully into society. These roles affirm the social worker's profound influence on client outcomes and reinforce the need for institutional support to enhance their capacity. Alongside their responsibilities, participants recounted a series of persistent challenges. A key issue was the evolving workload and resource limitations, as social workers had to consistently adjust to changing client needs and staffing Alongside the responsibilities, participants recounted a series of persistent problems. A key issue was the Alongside the responsibilities, participants recounted a series of persistent challenges. A key issue was the evolving workload and Alongside the responsibilities, participants recounted a series of persistent challenges. A key issue was the evolving workload and resource limitations, as social workers had to constantly adjust to changing client needs amid staffing shortages and inadequate materials. Some resorted to using personal funds or improvising to meet clients' basic needs, especially in the absence of sufficient government support. The second theme, seriousness, accountability, and emotional toll, reflected the pressure of producing accurate documentation that judges often relied on in making decisions. Mistakes could lead to public reprimands or even legal consequences, resulting in emotional distress. Third, participants cited communication and coordination challenges when trying to build rapport with resistant clients or working with professionals from other disciplines who employed conflicting approaches. Additionally, many communities lack awareness of CICL protocols, making reintegration difficult. Another major area of concern involved the legal processes, where participants highlighted the stress of guiding aging clients through prolonged trials, managing the emotional burden of witnessing their clients' victims in sensitive cases, and handling the aggressive treatment of clients by legal professionals. The issue of recidivism and self-doubt also emerged as the fifth theme, where participants grappled with. In addition, the issue of recidivism and self-doubt emerged as the fifth theme, where participants grappled with clients offending, even after intensive interventions. The issue of recidivism and self-doubt emerged as the fifth theme, where participants grappled with clients reoffending even after intensive interventions. This fostered doubts about their effectiveness, especially when the responsibility for post-release monitoring fell on The issue of recidivism and self-doubt emerged as the fifth theme, where participants grappled with clients reoffending even after intensive interventions. This fostered doubts about their effectiveness, especially when the responsibility for post-release monitoring fell on external systems like the barangay or PNP, which were not always equipped to support reintegration. Overall, every theme stemmed from external factors that ultimately made their professional duties more challenging to fulfill or emotionally handle. In response to these challenges, participants employed a range of coping strategies. Building rapport and communication was identified as fundamental, as establishing trust helped children open up and become more cooperative, even if it did not always lead to resolution. collaboration and support systems emerged as another critical approach, with participants Ano ito? Naman? Yan natang electric fan. Padan mo yan. So parang sige sindi mo. One mo. Damdaman din yung tayo. Collaboration and support systems emerged as another critical approach, with participants turning in Collaboration and support systems emerged as another critical approach, with participants turning to their colleagues, supervisors, and interagency partners for both emotional and logistical support. These relationships helped ease workloads and promoted consistent case management. Then, the theme of problem-solving processes reflected how participants applied some of the helping processes. Then, the theme of problem-solving processes reflected how participants applied the helping process, namely assessment, planning, intervention, and evaluation, while anticipating clients' reactions and developing contingency plans. A fourth coping strategy, adapting strategies, highlighted the social work value of individualization. Participants adjusted their communication methods and schedules to meet each client's unique needs. For instance, they made interventions more flexible for working youth to ensure continued engagement. In essence, coping was not just about managing stress, but also about sustaining effectiveness and fulfilling professional obligations through resourcefulness, resilience, and adaptability. Despite these coping strategies, participants identified key areas in which they felt more support was needed. One major recommendation was the creation of reinforced partnerships through formalized agreements, such as Memorandum of Agreements, or MOAs, with both public and private institutions. These agreements would set clear expectations, prevent exploitation, and obligate partners to deliver services directly to centers. Another recommendation focused on training and professional development. Participants called for regular in-house capacity building sessions on CICL management, legal writing, counseling, and therapy techniques such as cognitive behavioral therapy. They believe that stronger technical skills would improve not just client outcomes, but also their compliance with institutional and legal standards. Psychosocial and emotional support was also deemed essential. Participants proposed establishing access to mental health professionals, regular peer check-ins or kumustahan sessions, and structured wellness programs like group medication, sports, and leisure activities to counter burnout. In addition, practical benefits and hazard allowances were brought up. Some participants reported receiving as little as 33 pesos for hazard pay despite facing significant risks, making a case for increased compensation, medical benefits, and job security through regularization. Lastly, participants underscored the importance of evaluation and monitoring to ensure the relevance and effectiveness of support programs. They suggested using tools like feedback forms, Likert scale, and means of verification to continuously refine services over time. Holistically, these suggestions aim to strengthen social workers' capacity, well-being, and long-term commitment. Holistically, these suggestions aim to strengthen social workers' capacity, well-being, and long-term commitment to managing CICL cases. Then, the researchers utilized thematic mapping to visually represent the journey